Here we go, last section of chapter 2. I'm going to do A, C, and E. So this is kind of first reviewing of graphing a line. So my y-intercept is -1. So plot my -1. My slope is +3, up 3, to the right 1, or else I can go down 3, to the left 1. Now I'm dealing with the inequality. So first I'm going to pay attention to this right here. There is no line, so I'm making sure that my line here is dotted, meaning it's not including the line, or the points on the line. Then I also look at my inequality and it says y is greater than. If it's greater than, that means it can be any number above my line, greater than. Question C, so first you always have to get y by itself. So I'm going to divide by negative, so that's going to flip my sign, because I'm dividing by negative. This is an x. And now I plot up 2, so I go up 2. My slope is a -1, so down 1 to the right 1. I'm going to go take a few extra, and then we're up 1 to the left 1. Now if you look at your inequality, it says less than or equal to. So now this will be a solid line. Solid line. That means it's going to include the points on that line. It says y is less than, so it's anything below the line could be my answer. You can always check your work. You can always plug in a point here to make sure that would make this true, or a point over here to make sure that would make it false. And then E, so again, there's some space here. We have to first solve for y, so you should solve for y yourself. So this is what my equation should be. Because I divided by -2 right here, that means it flipped the sign. This becomes a positive because it's a negative divided by negative. Positive divided by negative is negative. So I go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My slope is up 2 to the right 1 because it's both positive, or down 2 to the left 1. It's going to be a solid line because it's or equal to, and y is greater than. So again, you can always plug in a point. So if I plug 0, 0 into this, this would make this 0. X times 0, 0, so it would be a -4 on this side. So saying 0 is greater than -4, that's true. That's great, because that's where I shaded. Awesome. Now when I do it with absolute values, I'm only going to do this first one. First I'm going to get y by itself. So I have my y, I'm going to subtract over my 1. So this becomes absolute value, x plus 2, that stays. So subtract 1. Now I have to divide by negative. So when I divide by negative, first thing, this sign flips. This becomes negative. This term, there's nothing, you never touch inside the absolute value, never ever. So now if I graph this, my vertex here will be left 2 because of -2, +1. So now if I plug that point in, -2, +1, and if I look at my A value is -1, so that's going down 1 to the right 1, whoopsies, or down 1 to the left 1. Remember, it should always be a V. V as in Victor. Oops, I noticed I did something wrong. So I'm going to undo that. Because before I actually start graphing, I actually look at my symbol. This is less or greater than, so that means it should be a dotted line. Dot, 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 dot. And it says it's greater than y, so anything above it would be my answer. So pause and do. Be it by yourself. Now what if I have an actual graph and you have to figure out what the equation is? First, I'm going to draw my y value, and I'm going to look at this right here. It's dotted, so there's not going to be a line below it, and it's shaded above, so it's going to be greater than. So y is going to be greater than. That's what I know for sure. Now I'm going to find what my vertex is. So my vertex right here is a +3 and a -2. I'm also going to just look on the right side of my vertex to figure out my slope. So I go up 1 over 1, so my A value would be a +1. So you don't have to write that one, but it would be absolute value. Remember, the x value is always opposite. So it would be -3 and then -2. So pause. Well, don't pause. It's going to end soon, but I want you to try to be it by yourself, and then you have a great, grand, wonderful day.